to this MASB video feature on the topic of name, image, and likeness. So Blake, that lack of clarity about what's going on probably is inhibiting folks from taking action. You and I talked briefly about the potential for kind of a first mover advantage here. Would you speak in a little bit of detail about that, please?
So there are not many new things to the athlete endorsements. It's the opportunity for the marketers in the collegiate space to be the first to have a student athlete endorsement. And the first mover advantage is really tied to the almost cause marketing more than it is sports marketing. The first brands and advertisers to say, we're going to directly support the student athlete in the college landscape is going to have a legacy, something to stand on. So those that are prepared for the moment will be able to have that first mover advantage. And that can go a long way. As we all know in advertising, being the first to do something for the right reasons has a lasting effect on the consumer. The interesting thing from an advertiser's perspective is that there used to be a very small subset of athletes that understood the importance of having a great online representation and marketing yourself to build up an audience. But now there will be a 100 times larger market to choose from, which can actually help these advertisers find very niche audiences in a well-equipped athlete or now student athlete to team up with to reach those audiences.
Well, I think the sponsor doesn't want to be associated with a transaction that's going to get questioned later on. Is there an auto dealer somewhere in the SEC that's paying $100,000 who happens to coincidentally be a graduate of one of the top athletics programs,
right,
and is getting paid $100,000 to do 6 tweets to an audience of 5,000 people?
Nobody here wants to overspend on marketing and advertising. They want to spend the right amount every single time. Right? So what's interesting is this audience is going to be able to identify outliers or malfeasance or bad actors as well as anybody on the planet. Desired outcome by the NCAA and the legislative efforts, even at the state or federal levels, is to allow student athletes to monetize name, image, and likeness, but not change the integrity of collegiate athletics and turn these into a pay-for-play scheme. And the well-equipped, educated advertiser or marketer, again, never wants to overspend on an asset. But interesting enough, some of these local businesses and sponsors will have a desire to overspend so they can maybe get the next 5-star quarterback to come to their school, not their rival school. And so the desire for the market to kind of right itself may take time, because you'll have to understand, like, what is a good actor acting with good intention, what's a bad actor acting on their own. And again, this audience knows the way that data can tell a story. And what the purpose of a promotion becomes, and the outcome is measurable. So got to track everything and try and identify the outliers.
I would say that there are going to be some big surprises, that an athlete like a McCurr Maker, who's going to Howard, is going to over-deliver relative to all the other 5 stars in the country, with the exception of who is projected to be the number 1 draft choice. ESPN is taking a whole bunch of Howard games next year because of that. Never happened before.
Yep. And so surprises like that will be real. I think for the marketers and advertisers, there's going to be some fits and starts as well, right? With an understanding, I thought we could do this, and getting hand slapped and trying to navigate and figure it out. And I would say with any new inventory on the market, there's a benefit for being the first one to figure it out. And so those ones that are going to sit back and wait, they may have a more clear picture a year from now. But those that get in there, get dirty, and roll up their sleeves and work with the market to make the most of the opportunity are most likely going to have a head start.